Where's the media now? Where's the media covering what happened to R. Kelly in court yesterday and today with the lawyer that was with R. Kelly's lawyer answering questions at the courthouse? We're not seeing this splashed all over the media. They're not even reporting so much about R. Kelly anymore. You notice how this died down ever since Michael Avenatti's arrest? I did a commentary saying that they weren't associating Avenatti with R. Kelly anymore. But now they're not even trying to talk about R. Kelly. Here's some of the things that R. Kelly's lawyer said when he was being interviewed at the courthouse today. He said there is no case. He said that they found out Michael Avenatti was representing people, that he's representing people in each of the cases, and he finds that strange. He said what happened in this case was a result of Avenatti's pressure and nothing else. He said they don't indict without speaking to witnesses and doing a thorough investigation, and that was not done in this case. In his 33 years, he's never seen a case rejected after a full investigation had been done, and then 15 years later, without any reinvestigation, because the public perception is turned, it's charged. They asked him, are you saying that Michael Avenatti pressured Kim Foxx to bring these cases? His response was, absolutely. They asked him, do you think Kim Foxx fed him clients? Do they think Kim Foxx fed Avenatti clients? And his answer was, I'm alleging that it looks like she may have. He also said that Avenatti shouldn't have been representing witnesses before the grand jury. It's the unauthorized practice of law. He's not licensed to practice in Illinois, and he suggests that people take a look at the law. He was also asked, does he think the Jussie Smollett case will impact the R. Kelly trial? His response was, no, it just shows how the upper reaches operate. I had to pause there for a minute because I don't even know what point I want to go into next. I've been saying that the media is railroading him. They gave the unjust interview. And it's just funny because are any of these people going to apologize? I think Honora O'Donnell, who was so nasty, she was a nasty bitch in each of those segments of the interview. She said the most horrible things about R. Kelly. She was like, he's abusing girls. He's nasty. He's a monster. Oh, well, he's done a lot of hurt to people. Like, oh, no, who cares about his pain? I wanted to smack her. I was just looking at her with her smug little face, and I'm thinking she's just reminding me of the plantation mistress. Oh, anyway, what's she going to say now? But, and that's the thing. These people don't care. They don't care. That's what they're there to do. They're there to take black people down. That's what that media is set up for. They're going to always have the white man glorified because it's the white man's media, and they cover their own. And that's what I want black people to see, that we need to start covering our own. Even if you believed it, you're thinking, oh, R. Kelly is messing with underage girls and that's disgusting and this, that, and the other. Keep that shit to yourself. The media doesn't need you to help bring them down. And the reason I say this is because, look, I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how the media covers theirs. Look at the Jussie Smollett thing, right? Chris Rock, the ignorant ass that he is, gets up and makes jokes about Jussie Smollett, right? And so now his picture is plastered all over the media. Like, they just used him like, okay, look, Chris Rock slams Jussie Smollett. So that's all over the papers the next day. You don't see any comedians coming out here making jokes about any of these people. You don't have Harvey Weinstein memes. You don't have comedians making jokes on Harvey Weinstein. They're not making jokes on Kevin Spacey. They're not making jokes on any of the white people that ever lie about anything and get caught. When Charlie Rose was accused, what did they keep focusing on? Oh, well, people were always saying, oh, that's just Charlie. That's what the accusers were even saying. Well, when we would say something, they would just say, oh, that's just Charlie. Oh, you got to experience Charlie, because that's what it is. Then you had Steve Collins, the guy that played the pastor on Seventh Heaven. Was that the name of the show? It was a show with a bunch of white kids, and the father was a pastor. I think the name of it was Seventh Heaven. And he confessed to sexual misconduct with 3 underage girls. There was no outrage. They reported it, but they swept it under. John Wetland. He was just indicted 3 days ago for child sexual abuse, And he was, but see, I'm kind of stumbling over my words because, like, how do I say this? Okay. The papers are reporting really his baseball history. He was the MVP for the Yankees in the 1996 World Series. The New York Times has his mugshot in there, but they don't put mugshot like how they usually do with black people. Like, they'll have the picture and they'll put R. Kelly's mugshot. They have booking photograph. So it's even the language that they use to tone down what they're saying. They don't focus on none of these papers, the New York Times, US Today, they're not focusing on the crime that he's being indicted for. They're just focusing on his baseball career. They're talking about what he did, where he was traded, that he was a born again Christian and he volunteered at the church. This is all of what they're putting in the article. Furthermore, they put that he was indicted for sexual abuse for a child under 14. That's what they keep saying in all of these papers. They keep saying under 14. Finally, I found the New York Post that said that the affidavit said that it was for abuse of a boy at the age of 4 years old, between 4 to 6 years old. That's a toddler. He abused this boy, allegedly, from when the boy was 4 years old. Each time that he did it, it was in the shower, and it was when the boy was between the ages of 4 to 6. But the fact that you would ask a 4-year-old to perform a sexual act on you, because this is what they're saying he did. He asked the child to perform a sexual act on him. A 4-year-old. That's a monster. How come they're not out there calling him a monster? How come they're not calling him disgusting? A 4-year-old is a toddler. I have a 4-year-old, so I know. These little kids at 4 years old, it's funny because when I look at him, I say, wow, when I think about myself at 4 years old, I feel like I knew so much, and I see how he is and how innocent he is, how he can't stay focused and he's playing. That's a baby. It's a baby, it's disgusting, but there's no focus on that. So that's why I say that we don't need to go out there and help them. All these black celebrities that were talking about they apologizing for working with R. Kelly. What are they going to say? Are they going to even come out and say, you know what? We jumped the gun. Maybe we shouldn't have said anything so fast. No, because nobody's going to want to be wrong. So they'll say some shit like, nah, but he really was messing with underage girls, though. No. You know what I'm saying? This is the bullshit, and we need to stop with this bullshit. Thanks for listening. Take it in and win.